Okay, so if you're just now with us, we are now going to check out the third song in this live presentation by Angine de Poitrine. And I was looking at the in between takes here. I was looking at some of the comments. These are hilarious. I'm intensely fascinated by every aspect of whatever the fuck this is. Last month I showed Tool to my dad. He came back last week with this. I admit my defeat. There's music you hear, and then there's music you feel. This is music you smell. This is the only way we could win the battle against AI. Yeah. A lot of people probably would think this is AI. Anyone else notice he's not just hitting the pedals with bare feet, also turning the knobs with his toes. And then I guess, so we don't do this all day, all the people in my house are complaining about how loud and how often I listen to this. The curious thing is I live alone. So anyways, really cool. Again, I'm not going to, I could sit and figure out the names of all these songs. This is the third song. So obviously it'll be in the title of the video. But let's check it out. The first song, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Next song, I'll give that just a 10 out of 10. Like, the masterful just changes and constant flips and all these different time changes are happening at the same time, and all the different tracks are layering with different mathematical things happening, different curves and ebbs and flows, and everything meets and works, right? Like, this is the kind of shit that gets me excited. Again, this isn't something I can imagine listening to like in my car, because I'll probably just like run into stuff because I'm too busy trying to count and figure out what the hell's going on. And here I am drumming on my steering wheel and probably like hurting myself. So, but this is something you listen to when you have some time, and you can really, it's not background music, right? If that makes sense. So let's continue. Yeah, you knocked your cymbal to hell there, sir. Yeah, they always do this in between. Is that what he's doing? He's like, hey, I want uppies. Is that how they channel their, they meld their brains together? There you go. He's got it looped. Really interested to know what this beat is, right? Because there's going to be all kinds of stuff on top of this. I'm not even going to try. Not even going to try. Like, if I was jogging listening to this, I'd be tripping. Like, I'd be like... okay, like, even just how masterful. Think about what has to go into that, what they just did, right? You have this loop, and we're playing it. And as long as it stays that way, you set it, forget it, right? But it dropped, right? It completely dropped and allowed them to do an intro into the next section of the song, right? So that right there tells me right away, like he either pushed on something to mute it during that time, or literally like programmed it to be like, do this, 20 or 32 times, and then it'll stop, and then but again, like the math that goes into this isn't just writing, typical songwriting, right? When you do this kind of stuff, you literally have to have a degree in calculus, and again, unless these things do it for you, I don't freaking know, but like absolutely insane. Just, you're gonna have to explain what the hell's going on to me here. You are. I'm not gonna like destroy my head trying to figure that out. So let me know what's going on. I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of it. Yeah, you hear how it comes out a little bit to let you know kind of, but still, like, that other guitar part's gone. Okay, totally different. What they're doing here is, God, how do I even, like my brain's going crazy right now. But it's like, you have this underlayment, right? And you've built a song on top of that to where it fits into this specific, like, you know, again, time signature, structure, things like that. They've completely taken it and like moved it over several notches and dropped it again. And now it literally fits into this contemporary, very kind of common type sound, right? So it's like, I love that, right? Because it shows that, God, I wish I was smarter. I wish I could explain to you what's in my brain right now. It's almost I love this analogy, right? I use this sometimes. But you know how you ever seen that Family Guy where Peter Griffin's drunk and he's playing on, you know, and he knows where all the keys are, but he's playing and it sounds kind of different and off, and then they slide him over a little bit, and then he's in this perfect. It's kind of like this here, right? Like you have that underlying riff that's kind of holding, I guess, the whole thing together. But if you move the song over here, it kind of fits into this weird kind of like, again, where somebody smarter than me explain what I'm trying to say, because I don't feel like I'm doing a good job of it, and I'm just gonna. See how it's. And now it's. This is what our brains are used to. It's almost like a calibration, or almost like a cleanser, and it's gonna throw you right back again. Groove, right? Don't know if this is the next song or not. So if it is, I guess you get a 2 for 1 here. But holy, like, you know, there was a time when I would argue that Danny Carey was like the best drummer ever, right? Better than Neil Peart in a lot of ways, but just again because he did this a lot, right? Messing with time and math and all that. And then I discovered, again, like I keep saying, Dream Theater, but like David Portnoy and all of that. Now, like, I have to rethink what I've been like. This is probably the best drummer I have experienced yet, as far as just being able to do this, right? And honestly, if you could do this, you could do everything else. You know, you just can. Again, if this is the same song, we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna do 2 for here. I could play this on the drums. Hell yeah, man, I can tear this song up. disco. It's not gonna stay like this though. Very disco. You know, I also gotta say too, like, how good of friends these must be to be like, we're gonna do this crazy shit. Like, for both of them to be like, oh hell yeah, we're gonna do this, you know, because it's interesting, it's out there, it's and for both of them to, you know what I'm saying. This might be a cool little soundtrack to something, you know what I mean? Be a montage. This is what you would call a groove. This is a groove. I think this is a new song. I don't think it's the same song. I can still play this song. I'm making viral videos and I'm going to cover Angine de Poitrine. I'm going to go to the song. See, these guys aren't going to get away this easy. There's going to be some crazy shit happening here very soon. You know there is. A lot on that ride. Like this, the hands are going. I will say this: if me and my friends attempted to do this, this is what we sound like. You need a nice intro song to learn how to do this. This is the one. Is that it? Okay. I'm just gonna guess that's the end of that song, so we'll, I guess, finish this video up. But okay. All right. So first song, let me see. Is this the fourth song? So the first song, 7.5. 7. I don't know. Second song, 10 out of 10 for sure. Third song, 8.5. This one, 5. I don't know. Again, like, if my friends and I, like I said, we were, and don't get me wrong, this is still hard. The layering is tough, and all that. I would almost guess, like, if these guys have been around together a while, this is probably one of the earlier songs that they did this with, you know. Or this might even pull over from, like, that other band that they're in, maybe. I don't know. But it seems, compared to the other ones, very elementary. Still pretty cool. But well, there you go. I'm about to do, I guess, the last one or two. I should have come into this better prepared, but we'll see you in that other video. But until then, everybody be safe, healthy, and be nice to each other.